How has Corona been affecting your life right now?
I don't know. I feel like it was a lot harder when we were, like, in quarantine because, I couldn't see anybody.
True.
Because, like, just being in school, like, yeah, masks suck, but at the same time, like, they are necessary, and I'm not going to complain about it. Like, at least I get to be in school.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I feel like it's hard because some people don't care that much about what other people are doing.
Yeah.
And, like, they'll just do whatever they want and, like, hang out with others.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just, like, I mean, I do have, like FOMO, like, the fear of missing out and things like that. But, like, at the same time, I have to sit back and realize that, like, I'm making a smart decision. Because, like, some people just don't care. And it's annoying.
Yes, I can agree. I also get FOMO because I have missed out on, like, parties and stuff, but, like, it makes me very upset that people, like, on my own campus, like, just don't care, and they're being selfish, and they don't want to, like, social distance enough to, like, help keep us at school longer, which I know that we've been there for a month, so, like, that's really good, and, like, I could see us staying for the whole time, but it's just, like, at the rate, like, we saw a jump in cases and, like, close contacts, like, in the past week. Like, I swear, one weekend, just everybody went out and got it.
How many cases does Hope have?
It's only 15, but we have, like, 75, probably more than 75 people in quarantine right now because of close contact, which sucks.
Yeah.
But, like, as you were saying, when quarantine first started, I was in Florida for 4 months. Like, all my friends were still hanging out and stuff, and I was just, like, anytime they hung out, I was like, why?
Yeah.
Like, because, like, I feel like if we just stayed in quarantine for a long time, this would have been done. And, like, I was in strict quarantine for, like, 4 months.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, obviously when I came back, I was, like, selfish, and I went to hang out with my friends, and I did everything that I wasn't supposed to do. But I think that it was a learning lesson for me because of, like, you could, like, so I would get a random text and be like, oh, I was in contact with someone,
right,
and then I hung out with you, and I was like, oh my god.
I know. And, like, it just makes you realize that, like, once you, like, yeah, it's fun to hang out with people, and, like, you're like, oh, I wish I could, and then you do end up doing something, but then after that, you realize that it's not worth risking all the people that you have, like, even, like, your family members and things like that, because you're like, oh, I hung out with so-and-so, but then they didn't find out for 2 weeks. How many people have you seen in that 2 week span?
Exactly. And that's why, like, I have avoided seeing, because my family lives in Florida.
Right.
So I, like, they're out of the thing. Like, I'm not worried about that. But, like, I haven't seen my grandma, who's 92 years old, in, like, weeks. Because I'm, like, you never know if you get it. And, like, because people are being so irresponsible, I could literally, like, have been in contact with so many people who could have had it, and it's just so scary.
I know, and, like, you have no idea who's, like, immunocompromised and things like that, and, it's not worth it.
It's not worth it.
Like, you think about it, and you're like, oh, like, hanging out with one group of friends one time won't do anything, but all it takes is literally one time, and even if, like, no one has symptoms, you could still all have it, pass it on, and then someone could die.
Yeah. It's terrible. Like, when I went to MSU for that weekend, and I got exposed, and I had to quarantine for a little bit, it was terrifying because, like, I'm scared of the isolation housing at Hope because I don't know why, it just freaks me out a little bit. You're
just a part of that group, and you're like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, and you're all in one place, so I went to Callan's house to quarantine with her family, and like, that was, like, the best option, but at the same time, it's just so freaking scary.
For sure.
And, like, my parents, like, always are worrying about me, but, like, I should be worried about them. Like, my mom is immunocompromised.
Yeah.
She's still going out, going to the grocery store, and going to dinner and stuff, which I get, like, at some point, like, you want to, like, not live your life in fear anymore, but, like, if you're immunocompromised, you should just stay.
Yeah. Were your parents, like, really strict in the beginning about it? Like, were you allowed to go out at all?
Like, when I first went to Florida, it was so weird because when we got the email from Hope saying, like, yeah, like, you guys aren't coming back, then I realized, like, oh my gosh, this is, like, real.
Right.
Because at first I was like, because literally the night that we got the email about us not having classes on Thursday, and then we were just gonna go on spring break. I went out and I was like, oh my god, yay, like we don't have school. And then looking back on that, I was like, you are so stupid. Like, and now that's why I like.
And like you had no idea.
Yeah.
That it was gonna be that bad.
It's gonna be done. Like what, by the time. I think we were gonna go back April 13th.
They said it was supposed to be done. They're supposed to be a vaccine in June.
Yeah.
Clearly that didn't work out.
For real. But then when I went to Florida, I really because I didn't have any friends or like anyone down there, so I didn't really do anything. When I went back home for a week because we were selling our house, and my dad was like, "You are hanging out with too many people. Like, you have to wear a mask back, like all the way back down to Florida, like the whole car ride." And I was like, "Oh my!" And like, because at first I was terrified to come home because I was like, "Oh my god, I haven't seen people in so long." And then when all my friends were like, "Oh, like we don't really care anymore," then that's when I started getting that mentality, like, "Oh, like if they don't care, why do I care?"
Yep.
So then I just like that like led on into the summer, and now I feel like a hypocrite.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I had like definitely at the beginning, like my parents were very, very strict for like how long were we like in strict quarantine, like stay home? Was it like a month and a half or 2 months?
Yeah.
Yeah, so like my parents were very strict about like you're not seeing.
I think it was literally until June.
Yeah. Like my parents were like, you're not seeing anyone, you're not leaving the house. And I was like, okay, sounds good. Like all I did was literally work out. Like I went to like the high school track and just like ran around and things like that. But like during that time, people were still like, that was like the stay home. And at that time I was like, literally if you're going out, like don't talk to me anymore.
Yes.
You know?
No, yes,
I was like,
agree.
if you are leaving your house and like, it's one thing to be in like, it's not, you know, it's not smart to like hang out with big groups of people, but like you still do it. You can be like, oh, like, you know, it's completely out of your control.
Yeah.
But like if you're strictly leaving your house when there's a stay home mandate, like that's how you know it's serious. And people that weren't, I was like literally like I don't want any affiliation with you. Like how can you and their parents, I was like, how are your parents not
how are your parents like, oh yeah, whatever, like this will just, I don't know. I think it also has a lot to do with politics, unfortunately.
Yep.
Because everything does nowadays. Like, I think, you know, when quarantine started, there could have been way stricter laws that could have prevented
a lot of this could have been prevented.
Yeah.
Yep.
Shout out to the press.
Shout out to the big man.
And like all the people who like are saying like, oh, this is gonna go away right after the election. Like, no.
It doesn't actually work like that.
It doesn't work like that, and like. Sorry, I hate to say it, but if Trump is our president again, it's gonna stay for way longer because he has not done anything.
The fact that he called it fake until... Did he ever not call it fake?
I don't, dude. After all this happened, I was like, I started watching the news a little bit, but then I was like, everything that comes out of his mouth is just no.
Like, I'm good.
Yeah.
Like, though I was raised, like, I clearly was raised in, like, a liberal household and things like that, but, like, I don't comprehend how someone can be like, I want Trump to be our president.
Just hearing you say
like,
that makes me laugh.
I don't care if you're Republican, like, we have different views, that's okay, you know, everyone is allowed to have their own opinion about politics, like, clearly, you know, we just have different viewpoints. However, people that, like, are strictly, like, I believe in everything Trump stands for, like, how?
Ooh, I don't know. And I think, like, okay, like, at Hope, it's a very, like, white, conservative school.
Right? Not much diversity.
Yeah, no. So, like, when all these rules came out about Hope, like, oh, you have to wear a mask here, you have to wear a mask there, you have to wear, like, social distance, you know? Like, yeah, okay, of course, like, oh, it's a little bit annoying, whatever. But if it's gonna save lives and keep us in school, like, then I'm gonna follow it.
I'm so sorry it's inconvenient.
They were posting, like, oh my god, like, we have to wear a mask in the bathroom. Like, yeah, just do it.
I'm so sorry
it's just
for
not that
you.
big of an inconvenience.
Yeah. Your life is going to move on. Your life is going to move on. It's going to be okay. You're going to be okay.
I try to be open-minded and to hear other people's arguments, but, like, I'm just, right now, with everything going on, like, if you, like, I hate to say it, but if you, like, support Trump and support everything, like, I don't
see how I can be, like, friends.
Yeah,
Like
kinda.
that's very like harsh.
Yeah, but like he's just. I
I
just
don't
can't.
think our morals connect.
No, yeah, and
You
it's like
know?
I don't care. Like we said, I don't care if you're Republican or whatever, but supporting Trump is supporting a lot of terrible things. That he's
Yes,
putting out
and
into this
brings
country right
hate into the universe.
now. Yeah.
I don't need that.
Yeah,
We don't
it's
need
just,
that.
You know, I feel like if we just keep following like the state mandated guidelines for all of this and we stop being selfish, this could all be done soon. But
Yep, and all of our lives will go back to normal. Isn't that what everyone wants?
yeah,
Wear
but
a
now we have to
mask.
wait for a vaccine and we have to wait for years for life to get back to normal. I'm getting too heated about this right now. Oh my gosh. But yeah, I think, you know, I'm glad that we had this discussion.
I
And that we're on the
know.
same page because, you know, a lot of times
It gets
when I
to
talk to people about this, they're like,
and especially at Hope.
yeah. I love my school. I love my school.
Go Dutch.
Go Dutch.
However,
Yeah, but it's like hard to have discussions with people because they're like, "Oh my god, this is so stupid," and I'm like,
yeah.
Just-
Because if you can't be open-minded about it, like I don't
Exactly.
think masks and saving people's lives should be political.
Agreed.
Like, I'm-
Agreed.
just
And
because
I think
you
on that
support-
note, I think on that note we should just end it because I'm getting too heated.
Thank you so much
Thank you.
for watching.
Oh my god.
Thank you for watching our
Debate. No, it's not even a debate.
No.
It's not even a
our
debate.
discussion about how we agree.
Yeah. Oh my god. Bye.
Bye.